I warmly welcome you to this special press briefing by Secretary East Shri P. Kumran on the ongoing official visit of the Prime Minister of India to the Republic of Argentina.
As you're all aware, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is on an official visit to Argentina. The Prime Minister last visited Argentina in 2018 for the G20 summit. However, this is the first bilateral visit by an Indian Prime Minister in 57 years, making it a historical visit. This morning, the Prime Minister started his engagements by laying a wreath at the bust of General San Martin, the revered Argentinian freedom fighter. The tribute acknowledged his enduring legacy and pivotal role in Argentina's independence movement. Following the tribute, the Prime Minister was received at Casa Rosada by President Javier Milei, where he was accorded a ceremonial welcome. Subsequently, the two leaders had a brief tête-à-tête, followed by delegation-level talks, during which they reviewed the entire range of bilateral relations. The Prime Minister took the opportunity to thank President Milei for extending warm hospitality to him and his delegation, and also appreciated the gracious welcome. Both leaders agreed to enhance collaboration across a range of key sectors, including trade and commerce, technology, defense, space, health, and pharmaceuticals, and further deepen the strategic partnership between the two countries. I will go into details of some of the areas that were discussed subsequently in my presentation. The Prime Minister emphasized that India and Argentina share democratic values, and therefore they are natural partners, and that we should use that to expand our cooperation to greater heights in the future. The two leaders discussed cooperation under an initiative that India drives called the International Big Cat Alliance, which protects and promotes cooperation between the member states of the IBCA in protecting some 6 identified big cats, lions, tigers, and jaguars, and so on, 6 of them. The Prime Minister welcomed Argentina to join the International Big Cat Alliance and to work with us on sharing experiences and capacity building in terms of conservation of the big cats. The conversation also significantly dealt with the use of drones and multiple purposes for which they can be put into. The President showed a lot of interest in the uses that drones are being put to in India. There was discussion about using it to tackle IUU fishing, illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing, especially encroaching fishermen into exclusive economic zones of Argentina. There was also talk about using drones for cattle management, increasing agricultural productivity, for border surveillance, and the Argentinian side also talked about how drones could help in the surveillance of high-tension power transmission lines using drones instead of the traditional reliance on helicopters, which is much more expensive. The Prime Minister also had a chance to brief President Milei on India's Drone Didi initiative and how it is being used to significantly improve productivity in agriculture by involving rural women in the use of drones to administer fertilizers, pesticides, etc., and also for land surveys to determine land boundaries, etc. The Prime Minister also mentioned how drones had been used in India for emergency transport of medicines to remote areas during COVID, medicines and vaccines, of course, and also now how companies use drones to transport vegetables and fish, etc., to remote areas. The Prime Minister briefed the President on how the Indian satellite system NavIC is used for helping fishermen to identify schools of fish so that they can target their fishing in a much more efficient manner. The Prime Minister also spoke about how he uses drones to monitor progress in projects that are of special interest to him as part of his monthly project reviews. That was something that interested President Milei very much. The other major topic of discussion during lunch was about India's UPI, Unified Payment Interface System, and how it has increased productivity in India, how it has led to very impressive formalization in the Indian economy, how it generates more data which can be used by the government and by economists to try and target various benefits to sections of the population more efficiently, how it generates a credit record that can be relied on for microcredit for farmers and small businesses, how the formalization of the economy has increased tax compliance, and so on. President Milei was keen to understand how the UPI system works and how it helps the central bank control monetary policy in a more effective way. And therefore, the two sides agreed that they should have a visit by a central bank delegation to visit India and to talk about various aspects of this. The two sides also agreed on enhanced cooperation between the youthful population on the two sides. And there was talk about cooperation in the area of sports. Clearly, India's strengths in cricket and Argentina's strength in football. We are talking about exchanging experiences in sports management and also to try and get officials on the two sides talking. Another important area was cooperation in the area of startups. Given that India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, we also have a very vibrant innovation ecosystem, with many startups headed by very young founders, and how the two sides can use cooperation in the area of startups to solve problems of immediate interest to them. Finally, they also had an opportunity to exchange views on how both Argentina and India, as key players in the global south, can work together in terms of resources, technology, and exchange of knowledge to try and promote the overall interests of the global south.
Hello, I have two questions. But I would like to know this. Mr. Milei got out from the BRICS, and India uses the BRICS as a counterbalance for China, so it is very positive for you to be in BRICS. Did the president spoke about the benefits of being in or out of the BRICS? And the second question is, as much as I know from my experience, India has tried to sell airplanes and lots of materials or equipment in the defense area, but it couldn't because finally Argentina chose the United States, for example, now. And in the case of drones, for example, they are leaning to the Israelis, for example, and they have the talks now. So what specific areas are you spoken about now in defense area with Argentina?
On BRICS, there was a very interesting question. I'm not sure I agree with your reasoning about why India entered BRICS, but let me try and limit myself to the fact that there was no discussion on BRICS between India and Argentina today. And therefore, the other points that you mentioned did not arise. Drones, yes, Israel has one of the most vibrant drone technology systems in the world. Our industry also collaborates extensively with Israel, but we use drones for a large number of reasons that I explained to you in my initial presentation. And the president clearly showed a lot of interest in the applications that we use for drones, especially for agriculture, animal husbandry, monitoring transmission lines, etc., and anything that led to an increase in productivity in economic activity was of great interest to President Milei. So he absorbed a lot of the uses that we have for drones in India very keenly and said he would like to understand more, and therefore a big business delegation will be going to India in the next couple of months, and they would be talking to startup founders in India and finding ways to use drones for various purposes. Defense cooperation areas, you spoke about, I mentioned about helicopters, and you wanted to know which are the other areas of interest. Argentina has a fleet of helicopters that need maintenance. We have a fair amount of experience in maintaining helicopters, and therefore we thought we could be of support in maintenance, repair, and overhauling of helicopters. We also have some technological platforms, but clearly our defense and security environment around India is very different from that of Argentina, and therefore while we have offered a number of these platforms where we have strengths, we would very much go by Argentina's convenience on which platforms are of interest to them.